Welcome back, everyone. This is Gift World Expo 2025, and I cannot emphasize more, this is South India's largest gifting exhibition. As we all can see, we know what the title for this session is. It says Tangible Meets Digital. And it just doesn't say that, it says Merchant ROI in a Digital-First Marketing Landscape. Now, when I hear of the word ROI, return of interest, all I can think of is paisa, right? Zero return of interest, zero paisa. Zero paisa, where is the dhanda, right? This session is going to dive deep into all of that and also more. Let's learn how digital-first strategies convert gifting moments into measurable business outcomes. Please welcome to stage with a huge round of applause, Mr. Neeraj Harlalka, founder and CEO, CompanyStore.io.
Thank you. Mic check, yeah, okay. All right, great. Thank you all for coming today. A lot of the people here are my own team, so it makes it easier for me to do this right now. But what I'm going to talk to you about today is ROI of merchandise. Like what's your name, darling? Shishma. Shishma rightly said, return on investment from merchandise, right? I don't think we have been able to sell merchandise or what we do in the right way, and this is going to be my small attempt to help you understand the power of merchandise, right? So let me start very quickly by asking you a couple of simple questions. How many of you used Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube today? All right, great, lovely. How many of you remember even one ad that was on Facebook or Insta, or any of you remember one ad that played? Gift Expo, okay. That's cheating. You're from Gift Expo, so all right. But anybody else remembers a single ad that they watched even 10 or 15 minutes ago? You don't, right? So we are living in the digital attention trap. We are consuming, we are digital junkies, right? And marketers are spending and pouring tons and tons of money into what they think is the absolute way to market their products, right? So what is the cost of digital even 5 years ago? A Facebook ad costed 5 rupees per click. Today it costs 25 rupees per click. A YouTube ad costed 3 rupees, now it costs 30 rupees, right? A Instagram ad was 5 rupees, today it's 40 rupees. And a lead on LinkedIn was 40, now it's 250 rupees, right? And none of us still remember a single ad that was played yesterday or today or 10 minutes ago, right? So what are we doing wrong and what is digital doing right? Or are we not selling ourselves to marketers in the manner that we should be selling ourselves? That's what we will try and attempt to understand today in this presentation, right? So effectiveness has decreased 58% and cost has gone up by 6x. So actually your cost has gone up 15x, right? This is how your feed looks like today, right? Just look at it very quickly and tell me if you remember even one of those. Comet. Again. Oops, sorry. Where am I? Oi. I'm sorry. Okay, one more time. Do you remember any? With the you remember Ranveer Singh, but not the ad. Right? Okay. So let's go forward. Let's start with the basics. Right? What do we need to do to help marketeers understand the power of merch? Let me give you another example. There's D-Max there, Red Horn, Tamas, all of these guys who may have put up ads somewhere, but which in this entire show, who is going to be remembered the most? Us? Why? Because of the merch we are wearing. Because we are wearing company store merch, all of us. Right? So none of them will be remembered even if they put up ads on the group, but people will remember us today because we are wearing the same t-shirt. That's the power of merch. Right? Now what do marketeers do? Right? What is the downward spiral? First month they put 1 lakh of rupees in digital. No results, moderate results, 2 clicks, 3 clicks, 5 clicks. Say, oh, we need to spend more money. They spend more money. Now they get 25, 30, 500, 1000 clicks. Then audience fatigue sets in because you're bombarded with that many ads. So you keep spending more and more money, right? And then finally they realize that the campaign is not doing well. Either they get sacked, right? Or they go and refresh their campaign altogether, right? That's what they would do. How sustainable is that? Right? It's not. There's a brand called Ember here, right? They spend money on digital, but they spend money on merch. What merch are we making for Ember? Ember is a cookware brand, right? We're making simple aprons that they're giving out, right? It goes with the brand ethos, and people are buying their aprons now, right? What is the stark contrast if you do merchandise instead of digital? Or I'm not saying instead, I'm saying do merchandise along with your digital strategy, right? What does that mean for us? An initial investment may be slightly higher, right? But when you give a meaningful product, the appreciation that you get is about 89, 90%. These are some figures that the industry has put out. The daily impressions that you accumulate. So later in the slide, I'll show you how many impressions. Today, about 25 or 30 of us are wearing this t-shirt. But you know how many eyeballs and how many impressions we have received? A few thousand, maybe more. Right? That is the number of impressions. So when you look at digital, one time, that's an impression. Every time someone looks at you, that's an impression. So how many impressions did we receive out of just 25 t-shirts? Just today? Thousands. Right? If the item is still in use after 12 months, there will be referrals, right? Hey, that's a cool piece of merch. Where did you get it? Right? If it's a brand and they have great merch, people will ask. It reflects the values of the brand. And then loyalty gets demonstrated. So I'll take you into all of that as we go along. Please bear with me for 5 more minutes. So why does our brain prefer merchandise over digital? These are the reasons. 35% more neural pathways are made from physical items. 92% of people keep promotional products, good promotional products. That word should have been added there. Someone missed it out. For more than a year. But if you give away a cheap promotional product, chances are they'll give it to somebody who you don't want wearing the brand. Right? And 6 times longer retention for physical products versus visual memory. You can't forget the merchandise you use every day. Do you remember some good merch that you received in your home from any brand? No? Bad example. Sorry. I should have asked somebody to know an answer and give me an answer. But I do. I remember lots and lots of brands who I've received good merch from. And I remember lots of brands who have received shit merch from, which I've left in my hotel when I go to a trade show. Right? Now, merchandise is, according to me, the way we sell it in India or the way marketers buy it in India. अरे यार मेरे को कुछ देना है, checklist. I need to give something away. Give me something that I can just give away and get rid of what I need to do. It's a checklist item, right? Procurement mentality, lowest price. सबसे सस्ता माल दे दो यार, मेरे को तो खाली किसी को देना है, right? And then they do not look at impressions, they do not look at ROI, they do not look at what it's doing to the brand. And that's right now the problem that our industry is facing. That is what we don't even know how to sell today. We don't sell that. We sell products, we don't sell value. We sell products, we don't sell results. So let's start selling merchandise strategically. How do you sell results and value versus products and price? I've been doing it for 30 years now. For 30 years, we've only sold products based on value. I can give you 100 examples. Britannia Khao World Cup Jao, maybe some of you were not even born. 100,000 watches, 1 lakh watches, right? That watch, I think people still use it today. And it has, I think, Sachin Tendulkar's face on it or something like that. We made a watch for India.com with Hrithik Roshan on it. People still use it. We made, I can't even remember how many campaigns like this. Louis Philippe, Van Heusen, gift with purchase, buy 2,500 rupees worth of garments and get a watch. People still use it today. But NVIDIA, we'll talk about a few brands that we work with in the next few slides. This is what the John Deere cap looked like when John Deere invited us 20 years ago to meet them and said, hey, we need our merch to be revamped. And I walked into their office and I said, does this cap represent your values as an organization? Right? Your organization values are integrity, quality, humanity, commitment, and innovation. Does this cap look innovative to you? Does it look like it's a quality cap? They were selling India's highest priced tractor, but their merch looked like this. This is what their merch looks like today. Just 4 products that I'm showing you. There are over 150 products that we do for them, and it's a 20-year relationship with John Deere now. Unshakable. Nobody can come. We are the licensed merchandise providers for John Deere. They were buying t-shirts from a manufacturer. They are paying us more to buy it as from a distributor because we now create the value for the entire brand. Right? Digital versus ROI comparisons, right? Cost of digital ads. 15 lakhs of rupees, it allows you to reach 1 lakh people. 15 rupees a click. Cost per impression is 15 rupees. And a recall, I've been very generous to call the recall at 6%. It is actually 0.2%. That's the recall. Somebody said comet, right? One person. So that's the recall of the ad. Versus 1,000 caps if you give away. A cap that costs 300 rupees. Over 1 year, that cap will give you at least 10,000 impressions. One cap over 1 year will give you a minimum of 10,000 impressions when you wear it. 10,000 into 1,000 caps is 1 million impressions, 10 lakh impressions. What is the cost of that impression now? Nothing. It's meant to be 0.3. 0.03. Sorry, someone wrote it wrong there. It's not 3 rupees. It's 0.03 per impression of a cap. And the recall is about 78%. People will remember that you are wearing an NVIDIA or a John Deere or a Caterpillar cap. Apple. This was Apple Saket, Apple BKC, Apple Hebal, and the fourth one is Apple Koregaon Park. Over 2 years, we've launched 4 stores with Apple. We've done over 60,000-70,000 bags for them. Apple doesn't ask us for the price when we start the project. This white, which they wanted, took us 6 months to dye the fabric into the right white color that they wanted. Every stitch, every detail, even the way the bag is ironed was something that we had to take care of. But 60,000 bags or 70,000 bags, the number of impressions it has generated for Apple, not only physically, but then when people put up the bag online, on social media, that generates free impressions, not paid through ads. And look what happens after that. The bag sells on eBay for 78 euro, 78 pounds. It becomes a collector's item. That's the power of merch. Now, if I put up all those 4 bags on eBay, can you guess what price it will sell at? 1,000 euro minimum. That's the power of merch. So, if Apple had to advertise, all the impact would have gone within a week. But just 7,000 totes for Bangalore has created millions and millions of impressions for them, because people have carried that tote around. People have posted that tote. Those 7,000 people, out of 7,000, maybe 1,500 people have posted that tote on Insta, on Facebook, everywhere. And it would have generated millions and millions of impressions for them. That's why Apple does very, very high quality merch, or they don't do it, right? Another iconic brand, Salesforce, had a not so iconic Astro as their mascot. This is now how Astro looks. It's a learning program where every employee of Salesforce has to go through a learning program, and then they were gifted Astro. After we came in, Astro became like this because they became trailblazers. All the people who learnt the Trailhead program became trailblazers. Again, comparisons of the Astro plushie with digital advertising. Cost per impression would have been 1,600 rupees versus 350 rupees. Any questions? This is the strategic value of merchandise. So we need to start selling merch by really asking the right questions to our buyers and say, what do you hope to achieve? Is it internal branding? Internal branding as well is still impressions for you to understand belongingness to the company. That is also still branding. External branding is when marketeers sell it out, give the merch away, but you can give the merch away internally as well. Today we could have done a really bad t-shirt for all of us today, and what would have said about us? So how do you position yourself as a merch company to a brand who wants to do a marketing campaign, or to an HR who wants to do internal branding for their organization? The rules of engagement are the same. You understand the goals and objectives of the brand. What do they really hope to achieve? What are their values? And how do you tie merchandise into that value system, right? What is the target audience? When we create merch today for the younger generation, we create oversized t-shirts. When you create merch for an older audience, you won't create an oversized t-shirt. Simple. So what does your audience really want? Design the merchandise and then give them examples like I gave you of John Deere and Apple. I'm happy to share those examples with you. I think this presentation is very, very valuable for my team also. So it's no longer a checkbox for procurement teams. No longer a checkbox that, अरे मेरे को कुछ देना है. Go and sell value, sell results, not price, not product. How can you sell the power of merchandise? That's what we should be selling, all of us. And then profits, and people in the industry are saying, "Arey, margins are low." Margins are low because you don't know how to sell. If you sell product, everyone's selling product. You have to sell value, you have to sell results, you have to sell return on investment. Create real value for clients. It helps you build longer term relationships. Apple, Google, Nvidia. Who are the others, guys? Caterpillar, John Deere, Salesforce. Will any of them go anywhere? They can't. Because we sell them value. We sell them cost per impression. We sell them what they don't know how to sell. And that's how we can generate premium pricing and margins. We are not worried about margin at all. We don't even know the price of the Apple bag before we start making it. Guys, hello. For you, all of you. What are we selling? We should sell results only. Anybody? Any questions? Thank you. Thank you. Happy to answer any questions from anywhere, my team, anybody else. Hi Dipesh, how are you? You liked it? We spoke about that all through the presentation. Yeah.
A question actually, it's a very thought-provoking question. Focus on the result rather than on the product actually.
Yes, yes, yes.
I mean, you've been master in this actually. I mean, I have been your advocate for many people actually. You should go to Neeraj and understand how to sell the product and work on the bottom lines actually. Because everyone is in rat race of 2% में काम करूँगा, 5% में काम करूँगा. It doesn't work that way. In fact, I have told many people, you should go meet a company store, understand the philosophy and
Yeah, it's there for everyone.
आपने प्रोडक्ट का शक्ल बदल देते हो, पैकेजिंग चेंज कर देते हो, प्रेजेंटेशन, the story behind it.
All of them do it. That entire team.
If any of you guys are from Bangalore, or even if you're not from Bangalore, if you happen to be in Bangalore, call me. I'll take you to Neeraj. It's a learning process for all of us. Trust me.
Thank you. Thank you.
Not that, and he's been a very good friend of mine. We do business together. But I'm very glad that, somebody sells our product at a premium price, which I'm not able to do it. Today we do Marks and Spencer. We struggle to sell it at 650 rupees. I mean, thanks to him, he positions the brand the way it should be done. Today the MRP of the product is, let's say, 80-99 rupees. He's very close to the MRP. I want to really learn the trick. How does
They.
How?
All of them do it.
Sir.
I don't do it anymore.
Sir, वो यहीं से आया है ना. I always feel that, the right management, in fact, the team of company store is also very blessed. It's not about what is your take-home salary, it's about what is your learning also. है कि नहीं? Having very regular conversation with Jagdish. He said, नहीं sir, अभी sir को immediately चाहिए, ये format में चाहिए. He knows the specifications. He knows what my boss is going to ask me. He knows what's my boss's expectations. So guys, if you're in Bangalore again, on behalf of Neeraj, I will invite you to company store. Please do come. It's a learning, it's an institute, it's a learning process. And there is no competition, boss. It's a collaboration. Am I right?
Absolutely. That's why the presentation today.
And I'm extremely sorry, I apologize for being late for this session. but I know the last slide itself was so thought provoking. बहुत अच्छा लगा. And I'm glad to Raj that she made an effort to reach out to Neeraj on this actually.
Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much. Yes.
Great.
Hi Neeraj, I have a question. Do you have merch stores online or physical both for companies?
Merch stores online? Yeah.
No, do you have physical also within
We
the
do
company?
physical stores as well. We have physical stores for John Deere, for Caterpillar, for IIM Bangalore, IIM Calcutta. There are many of the brands who we supply to who run their own merch stores because we don't want to really honestly take on the headache of running the store, right? But if we are forced to, we do it. We're going to start one at Collins Aerospace now. But yes, we do. We do physical stores, we do online stores.
See, we all must have been traveled globally. Globally, the value of merch is too much, but in India, still it's lacking. Any specific reason? Is it lack of awareness or lack of, I would say, vendors who can do it?
It is, our Indian multinationals are still very 1.0. They want everything and they want it for free. So as a distributor in the industry, Raj, myself, all of us, Dipesh is treated as a supplier to us. So he will not run a store, I think, but off he needs. All of us are called distributors. And if we go to a prospect customer, he'll say, merch store dalo, you put on the inventory, you take the inventory risk, you run the store with your people and you manage in the margin that you're making, which is going to be hardly 8-10%. It's not a viable opportunity. In the US, people are willing to pay you 40-45% margin because they are not looking at it they're looking at the marketing ROI of it. If a customer who walks in, buys a t-shirt and goes out, how many impressions am I going to get?
This is what I would say, it's lack of awareness of the value of merch between
Of
the
the value
corporates.
of merch. It's just that. And we will learn and we'll learn quickly because the digital fatigue is setting in, right? So people will come back to basics and merch will become a part of the marketeer's toolbox, which he's completely moved to digital now. It has to come back in his toolbox and we have to be educated. Our teams have to be educated to sell it like that. Today I don't think our teams know how to sell it. That's the problem.
I have one question.
Sure.
So, when you're talking about merch, right? As a receiver, if that's gifted to me or I'm buying something, all that I care about is the usability of it.
Okay.
For a business owner, it's like how many impressions they are getting.
Correct.
But for me, it's like, what can I do with it? Having that in mind, what are some merch that can target both the intention of a receiver and that of a giver?
That's the art of selling the merch, by understanding the audience, right? Who am I? So I go to Apple. Apple could give away a cap. It could give away a tote bag. It could give away a notebook. It could give away many things, right? Why that specific tote? One, it's universally appreciated because it's a bag. Two, you will carry it that many more times and they'll get those impressions. And three, it's aspirational. Once those 7,500 or 10,000 totes are done, that tote will never be repeated again. That's why it becomes a collector's item, right? So that's what you have to, we have to ask the right questions to get the right answers. what is the intended use, who is the audience, why are you doing this product?
I think companies always fall back to a mug, a bag, a pen,
Yes.
which is quite.
Yes, and those are universal items. Those will sell, but how do you connect those to the brand, to the ethos? A backpack is a very, very high selling product in India. It's not in the top 2 or 3 in the US. Because here we use motorcycles and we want that backpack all the time. So you have to understand the audience, what is the intended use, and it's not rocket science.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Do we have any more questions? All right, I'm sure you can find Sir somewhere in the exhibition if you have more questions. But thank you so much,
Thank
sir.
you so much.
A
Thank you.
huge round of
Thank
applause,
you.
please.
Thank you. Thanks, guys.
Sir, I would request you to continue remaining on the stage.
Okay.
Like I was saying before, and your folks were here, a lot of people hide what they know, but you have so openly and freely shared. Thank you so much. I now invite Mr. Gaurav Juneja, Director, Max Exhibitions Private Limited, to felicitate our guest. A huge round of applause, please.
Very nice. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah, the screen needs to change from questions to Max. Thank you.